Vaccines have saved more lives than any other medical intervention in human history, so why do millions of people believe they are part of a massive government conspiracy?
The anti-vaccine movement started long before the internet, and its roots go deeper than you think. From smallpox to polio, vaccines eliminated diseases that once killed millions. But as soon as the first vaccine was created, opposition followed. In 1796, Edward Jenner tested the smallpox vaccine, and cartoonists immediately drew people sprouting cow heads. The fear of injecting foreign substances into the body is as old as vaccination itself. The modern anti-vaccine movement exploded in 1998 when British Dr. Andrew Wakefield published a study in The Lancet linking the MMR vaccine to autism.
This single paper started a global panic. Parents stopped vaccinating their children, measles outbreaks returned, and Wakefield became a hero to millions. But here is what happened next. Journalists discovered Wakefield had been paid over $400,000 by lawyers preparing lawsuits against vaccine manufacturers. His study manipulated data. He had patented a single measles vaccine to compete with the MMR. The Lancet retracted the paper, Wakefield lost his medical license, and at least 12 other major studies involving millions of children found no connection between vaccines and autism. Yet the damage was done. The belief persists today. The pharmaceutical industry makes billions from vaccines every year. Critics argue that companies like Pfizer, Moderna, and Merck have enormous financial incentives to push vaccines regardless of safety. Documents leaked from pharmaceutical companies show aggressive marketing strategies, political lobbying, and price fixing. During the COVID-19 pandemic, Operation Warp Speed compressed a decade of vaccine development into 10 months. For believers in the conspiracy, this was proof that corners were cut. For scientists, it was proof that removing bureaucratic barriers saves lives. The truth is somewhere in between. No vaccine is 100% safe for everyone, and acknowledging rare side effects is not the same as saying vaccines are dangerous. Here is one fact that feeds distrust. The National Vaccine Injury Compensation Program has paid out over $4 billion to families who proved their children were harmed by vaccines. $4 billion. The government itself admits vaccines can cause harm. The program was created in 1986 specifically because vaccine manufacturers were being sued out of existence. So when someone says vaccines are safe, the government simultaneously says we will pay you if your child is hurt. This contradiction fuels the conspiracy. Thimerosal is a mercury-based preservative that was used in vaccines for decades. In 1999, the American Academy of Pediatrics requested its removal from childhood vaccines as a precaution, because mercury is toxic. To believers, this was an admission of guilt. Why put mercury in vaccines at all? The reality is that thimerosal contains ethyl mercury, which leaves the body quickly, not methyl mercury, which accumulates in fish and causes brain damage. But the precautionary removal told a different story. Thimerosal was removed from all routine childhood vaccines in the United States by 2001. Autism rates continued to rise anyway. If thimerosal caused autism, removing it should have dropped rates. It did not. But the story remains. The COVID-19 vaccine brought conspiracy theories about microchips and magnetic arms. Emergency use authorization was not a full FDA approval. The spike protein was new technology. Messenger RNA vaccines had never been used in humans before. When the government said trust us, a generation raised on Watergate, MKUltra, and Tuskegee said show us the data. The CDC recommended the vaccine for pregnant women with no safety data.
The military discharged service members who refused the shot, then reinstated them when the data showed myocarditis risks in young men.
Each contradiction fed the next. The anti-vaccine movement is not going away because it is not irrational. It is emotional. Parents who believe vaccines harmed their children are not stupid. They are looking at their child and connecting dots. Studies show that people who distrust vaccines also distrust government, pharmaceutical companies, and media. They are not anti-science. They are anti-institution. And when institutions lie about other things, why would vaccines be different? The best response to vaccine conspiracy theories is not mockery. It is understanding why people believe them in the first place. Subscribe to see more deep dives into the theories that shape our world. So, what is the truth about vaccines? They are one of the most effective medical tools ever created. They have saved hundreds of millions of lives, and the science supporting them is overwhelming. But the institutions that deliver them have earned public distrust through decades of secrecy, profit-seeking, and outright lies about other things. The conspiracy theories persist not because the science is weak, but because the trust is gone. Fix the trust, and the theories fade. Hit subscribe to join the conversation, and let me know in the comments, do you think the government ever lies to us about medicine?